welcome to Nina Cucina. Today I am making one of my favorite desserts, my healthy chocolate mousse. Now, as a small child, my dad taught me how to make traditional chocolate mousse, and it was and still is my favorite dessert. I adore it, but it is so incredibly fattening, filled with egg yolks and butter and all the stuff that a lot of people have to avoid. So I've come up with a healthy version through just scouring for information and research, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. How would you like to have 8 grams of protein and 12 grams of fiber in your dessert? Well, you can have it with this dessert, and it is scrumptious. I'm going to show you how we do it and what makes it so healthy. We're starting off with about 2 cups of avocado puree. Yes, avocado puree. Now, avocados are extremely high in healthy fats, and they've got some vitamin C and some vitamin A. They're just great for you, and the fiber in there really is pumping up the fiber in this dish. And it is a fat. It's a healthy fat, so it is acting as the butter and the eggs in the dish. Now, I'm going to use, instead of sugar, I'm going to use some maple syrup. You could also use agave if you so chose. I just like the flavor, the round flavor of the maple syrup in this dish. Now I have something very special, raw cocoa. Now, raw cocoa is special because it holds on to all of its nutrients because it's not heated above 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's a ground bean, the cocoa bean, so it also has fiber content. In fact, I put it in my coffee every morning. It's just delicious. Has a lot more chocolatey flavor than your regular old Dutch process. Now let's get on to some other things here. I've got some Cointreau, a couple tablespoons, and I've got some almond extract. I like the combination of the 2 flavors. If you're making this for kids and you're worried about 2 tablespoons of Cointreau, then just replace it with 1 tablespoon of orange extract. The flavors will be the same. So we've got those going on, and I've got a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just a teaspoon, just to give it a little bit of a tang. Goes nicely with the sweetness and the chocolate. And some sea salt. Just going to use about a ½ teaspoon. Now the reason we use salt in this is salt brings up sweet flavors as well as savory flavors. So we just toss a little bit in there. Now here's the kicker. This, my friends, is egg white powder. Now there are egg whites in chocolate mousse. Now people are a little skittish about raw egg whites, so I've chosen to use egg white powder, and we're going to rehydrate them with just double the water, 1/4 cup of egg white powder, 1/2 cup of water. These are totally shelf stable, so you don't have to worry about any sort of nasty little yuckies in there. Now I'm going to decorate with raspberries. I love chocolate and raspberries together. Sometimes I do it with blueberries because I love chocolate and blueberries together. If you love strawberries, use those, but I just love the raspberries with this. And then I like to toss just a few little mint sprigs on top, just for a little fresh green color and a freshness of taste. Okay, let's get started. This is super simple. We do most of it right here in the food processor. We are going to start with just scooping my avocado puree into my food processor. I am just going to pour this in, my yummy maple syrup, scrape out that bowl, get it all out of there. Okay, I just wanted to get that a little bit mixed up because my cocoa powder is pretty thick stuff, and I wanted to give the processor the opportunity to do a little pre-work before I started putting the cocoa powder in there. So I'm going to do one more mix here. All right, now I'm going to scrape everything down. It's just about fully mixed in. Not quite, but that's okay because we've got other stuff that's going in there. I can smell the chocolate. I'm a chocoholic, so it's driving me absolutely crazy. I'm going to put in my balsamic vinegar. In goes my Cointreau and my almond extract. Now, you could use other extracts if you prefer. I love the flavors of orange and chocolate together. It's kind of an Italian thing. My dad used to do it all the time. And almond and chocolate. Oh, I just love that. So I've just mixed them all together, and it's just scrumptious. But if you prefer just to use vanilla, go right ahead. Now, I'm just going to take my salt, and I think I'm going to put it just down there. On it goes. One more scrape and one more turn on, and then we're going to work on our egg whites. Now, this is so aromatic, chocolatey, and delicious. We're just going to leave it right in there for now while we work on our egg whites. Now, I'm going to start by putting my egg white powder right into the bottom of my mixing bowl. And then I'm going to slowly pour this water into them. Get the rest of that off, my egg whites off of my spatula here. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir around with the spatula. And what you're going to do is you're going to start at low speed. One of the reasons is because this egg white powder is fluffy stuff, and it has the tendency to rise up out of the bowl and get little white dust all over everything. So start slowly, and that way you'll also be able to mix all of your lumps out. Just scrape down the bowl as you go. Now you want to beat these to just a soft peak, and they're just getting there now. So let me show you what a soft peak looks like. When you pull the beater out of the bowl, you'll notice a peak that just curls over, and it'll do it on the end of your beater as well. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can put this into a separate bowl and just fold in part of this egg white into your bowl of chocolate mousse. I'm not even going to go that far. I'm going to make it a lot easier for you. What the purpose is of putting the egg white into the chocolate is to lighten it, just to get the two used to one another in the marriage here. Now, that's just gotten a little bit lighter. That's perfect. And then we're going to take the rest and do it in this bowl. I'm going to start by putting my finger in the hole underneath the processor. That is going to hold that blade down so it doesn't go plop into my bowl. You can move that blade around with your spatula and just scrape away. Now, believe me when I tell you, you want to get all of it into that bowl because that chocolate is so chocolatey, it's unbelievable. I sometimes use this without the egg white as a chocolate frosting on flourless chocolate cake. You can find that recipe on my website. Now, all we're going to do is fold this egg white, do a little diagonally, and just keep turning the mousse over into the egg white. And you want to try and do this kind of quickly because you want to keep as much of the air in that mousse as you possibly can. There we have it. We're all mixed through. All right, now I've cleared away everything and I've gotten some adorable little martini glasses out. I love to serve my chocolate mousse in these. You can choose other dessert glasses of any sort that you like, but I like the look of these and you're going to see why. I've got my mint here and I've got my raspberries and I've got my trusty ice cream scoop. Now this is of course for portion control. It makes everybody get the same amount so nobody can complain to you that they got less chocolate mousse. All right, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop a little bit of mint, just a rough chop. You want to be able to see it. Now, I think I'll put a raspberry in the bottom of the glass, maybe two. There you go. 2 in each of them, why not? Raspberries are such a wonderful fruit. They're very low in sugar and very antioxidant. So in here, I'm just going to put 2 ice cream scoops full, just like that. Now let's sprinkle a little bit of fresh mint on the top. And now I'm just going to take a few raspberries and just do a little bit of just dropping around the dish. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. And I'm just going to take a little leaf for each and just stand it up right in the middle there. And it looks really, really pretty for your guests. They'll be so appreciative that you did something special for them. Look at that. Isn't that just delicious? You have to serve this to your friends and your family. Your kids will just go crazy. Chocolate that's good for you. Thanks for joining me today at Nina Cucina. I'll see you next time.